How's it going, JDM crew? First off, this is rather interesting. This is a station wagon. But something you might know about this station wagon is just listen to the tone of that engine. It's like, I've driven various conversions in the past and a lot of originals. This is the first time having the RB26 with a 5-speed manual. So the rhythm, the sound is a little bit different, but this is cool. It's definitely cool. All right. And so yeah, if you're wondering, RB26 station wagon, what the hell, John? Yes, you would be right to think that, like, what is going on here? Well, this is a Nissan Stagea, and we do have the R34 front-end conversion, which is obviously very popular. Looks really cool, but it's funny because I'm driving a station wagon. But I have to admit, this is actually really comfortable. Namely because I had spent many years driving a Subaru wagon, Legacy GT, so you're a little bit closer to the front wheels while driving, so it's, to me, extremely comfortable, instead of sitting a little bit further back towards the rear wheels or more center. So it is a little different. It's just something you get used to after a while. Certain front-wheel drive cars are kind of the same too, if you sit a little more front or a little more back, depending on the layout. That's kind of why I'm very familiar with Silvias and other two-door Nissans, because you sit a little further back, a little more roadster-style positioning of everything. But yes, back to this car. This is a Stagea. We just got it in today from a partner shop, and interesting history with those guys. They're really cool. Yeah, we got our hands on this bad boy right here, and just definitely looking top to bottom, looks really good, drives really, really nice. A number of other upgrades, which I'll get to. We've got quite the list, but let me just at least talk about this interior though. We've got this Momo steering wheel. It's an airbag, so this is OEM style, but ooh, very comfortable. Like it a lot. Definitely a fan of the Momos personally, just because I've had other cars with Momo steering wheels. Even my S14 had a Momo steering wheel, just very comfortable. We do have this Navi System right here, which is the, oh geez, I forget the brand, but it's got the Navi, it's got the rear camera, we've got DVD, CD support. It's 4x30 watts, so it's reasonable power. You know, nothing too crazy. Ooh, yeah, this layout though is actually really comfortable for me. The interior is really nice, good condition all around. They seem to have taken really good care of it. We've got about 173,000 kilometers on the clock, so I got some decent mileage on here. But feels well taken care of, that's for sure. Definitely with this front-end conversion, we've got the looks to boot, but it's got a nice pearl white, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit once we get to the warehouse. But yeah, we've got an ETC system, so if you're here in Japan, you're good to go for your toll. And the interior is just, it's really nice. By the way, behind you guys is actually, you know, the trunk space of the wagon. And so I don't have this mounted like I typically do with the suction cup, so if it's a little bouncy, I do apologize, but like we actually have like a little bit of if you guys like what you hear, that's because it's definitely an RB26. It's interesting with a 5-speed though, because definitely what I'm hearing and what I usually hear and feel with the 6-speed transmission, it's a little different there. So there we are, 5th gear. Kind of throws you off a little bit, but hey, whatever. I mean, you get used to it. It's kind of like the difference between rotary and piston motors is just kind of, the sound. You just get used to how you need to shift. Yeah, other interesting thing here on the interior, by the way, we do have this tire pressure monitor, which is working really nicely here. It's charging up also. And we've got Boschman speakers. I'm not sure if that's OEM or upgraded, but you got them. And as I was saying earlier, the Right behind you guys, there's like the little retractable grate. So if you had any cargo in the back, you got any dogs, you can bring them. They can chill in the back there and not be jumping around everywhere. So definitely a very, very, I don't know, it's very handy. I mean, come on. You got Skyline horsepower and you've got all the conveniences, extra cargo space of a wagon. So I'm definitely a fan of that. But yeah, a Nissan R34 station wagon. So yeah, I'm gonna get into the parts list and everything over here once we get to the warehouse in a little bit. So let's just fast forward to that, and I'll show you guys around. It's pretty cool. Alright, so here we are with the interior, and I did want to point out that we've got some of that Boschman's speakers there. You can kind of see it in the glare. There it is. Yeah, a little bit of the highlights there. Sorry, it's a little dark because we have the dark interior, but you could see here pretty good shape all around. You can sort of see the speaker in there with the reflection. The door panel's looking good, and we have these OEM seats. And I'll give you a view of the rest here in a little bit. Just want to also point out that Wow Auto audio deck with the rear camera, so that display does come up. So yeah, a lot of really nifty functions here. ETC unit right there. I got the HKS EVC Nismo shift knob here. So this is the it's the Nismo quick shift knob. So pretty nice there. And as you can see, we also have the sticker for 5-speed manual transmission. So things to note here though, this is the Autech version, so being the 260RS, it's got a lot of goodies on here. Well, hold on, let me step out there. By the way, we do have a little USB multi-tap, you know, a little 12-volt connector, cigarette lighter stuff, so it's all good. You have a lot of connectivity here. Another look at the door panels here. Then we can look at the rear here. And as you can see, the headliner is pretty good. Towards the back, this is actually separate paneling, and I'll actually go into the back to show you that as well. So we got this here. Plenty of room. And we do have front and rear strut bars, all that good stuff. Take a look under here real quick for you. So yeah, we have a couple of bolts on there, a couple of keys for the wheels and everything here. So very nice. It's got all the accessories. And yeah, tinted windows in the back. In Japan, you can't have the front two tinted, so they're not. So it's still legal. But definitely the darkness is pushing the boundary, but I would say it looks pretty good. But don't quote me on that. As you can see, the Autech. And here, if you want to have a look at the exhaust there. So this is 4-wheel drive, similar to a GTR, but not a GTR. But I guess for all intents and purposes, it's very close. It's just a wagon form of it. And let's hop into the engine bay. We've got plenty of goodies here to talk about. Well, alrighty, just so that you guys know, though, we do have a lot of other interesting things in here. Besides the pretty obvious, we've got the air filter. We got this RB26 actually here. And here's some numbers if you guys want to check it up on your favorite registry websites. It's definitely a really, really good one that I would highly advise people to check out again. But yeah. And so I was kind of curious about this. I double checked with them because it does say RB25. However, this version does have the RB26. So that is for real. And yeah, so we have electronically controlled power steering on here. We've also got the Brembo brake system, Super Hikis, so that's for the four-wheel drive. It's the four-wheel drive Atessa ETS. So besides having this power plant in here, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on for the drivetrain as well. It does have a reinforced tunnel for the transmission. It's basically reinforced and braced, so better power delivery, better response. You're not having everything flexing around when you get that torque. So yeah, it's good to have the drivetrain strengthened like that. We do have a triple crossbar also underneath, so a bunch of other suspension and chassis components. And of course you see the strut bar here and the one that we just looked at in the rear. And of course with this conversion though, so we do have the fenders and the headlights, the bumper and the hood all converted to the R34 GTR. And it definitely looks pretty good, really nice. And these are, by the way, the N1 style headlamps, so they do have some good stuff on here. Oh wait, sorry, it's just the regular ones, my bad. We do have upgraded fog lamp in the rear, which is rather interesting. And they did kind of upgrade the coating a little bit on the whole car, so that might explain a little bit more of the pearly look to it, at least in person. I'm not so sure if the camera really captures it so well. And by the way, the tires were replaced this summer. So as you can see, we've got Volk Rays. And they've only got about 1,000 kilometers on these tires, so they were replaced this summer. So pretty good there. And of course you can see we do have coilovers all around. So upgraded suspension and a lot of really good stuff there. Very nice. And by the way, I'm going to go back to the interior to point out a few more things. Also, we do have HIDs on this, so that's very nice. It actually has a couple of other LEDs as well. So, upgraded modern lighting. I know there's probably a lot of mixed feelings, but I know a lot of you guys like these. There's definitely quite the fan base for the Stagea. So, if you guys have any questions about this Nissan Stagea, you guys just want an R34 wagon, just make sure to contact our sales team, info@jdm-expo.com. Just let them know what you're looking for. I'm not sure how long this is going to last, so definitely if you want, they also have the stock ones that don't have the R34 front, but you can get a lot of that really awesome RB performance in wagon form. So you're definitely not limited to, definitely they're fetching quite a high price. I don't know what's going on right now, but I know it's a little bit more difficult to get anything in the Skyline realm, but there are other Nissans that use the same power plants just like this one, and you can do some pretty cool styling. So definitely keep that in mind for any of your ideas for projects, or if you're looking for something special and unique from the JDM universe, this is definitely in that realm. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure if you have any other questions, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those DMs go to our sales team. They can let you know anything about the process or any other vehicles. And we got a few more videos on the way as well before the end of the year. Just to make sure to keep an open mind, because there's plenty of unique cars in the JDM world. So even if you might not be interested now, I mean, surprisingly, these wagons have definitely grown on me over the years, where you can get a lot of performance and good handling, and yet like a lot of people just wouldn't even realize it. So definitely keep the dreams alive, and definitely consider one of these. It's pretty fun. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. This is gonna be a fun drive back. I'll catch you later.